Hey, Jeremy the Tall Trainer here, and I am at Veterans Park. And you can see, one of the elements of the fitness course that they set up here, donated by Rotary International. They had a big, a big meeting, and a bunch of people came in. And when those Rotarians get together, they got to do some good. All right, so they got a grant, and they put these awesome little features of fitness into the park. And so I feel like it makes it so much more versatile. And hopefully more people start using it too. All right, so Rotary's done a great job with this. The baseball field up front donated by Rotary. A lot of these other baseball fields and things like that have been the Lions Club, community partners, all sorts of great stuff. This great pavilion back here, the little potty. It's so nice to have a potty, that's handy. So that's open all year round. We love this park. It's right by our house, so we take advantage of this thing often. So I want to show you how to use some of this stuff. All right, so you can, and show you some examples of some workouts that you can do on this little fitness trail here, so that you can maximize the benefits of this, and hopefully we see more and more people using it. All exercise videos need a disclaimer. If something hurts while you're doing it, especially in the joints, specific, sharp, stabbing, shooting, all that stuff, definitely stop. Don't continue it, and get somebody to help you out. All right, you go visit the doctor or get a session with a trainer to help you make sure you've got these exercises and positions right as you're doing them. Not all exercises are good for all people. This is a general exercise recommendation for somebody who does not have a whole lot of joint pain or issues. With that said, have fun, enjoy. First thing I want to mention too is we have this trail here. So I think these fitness, obstacles and challenges and equipment here, really lends itself to include either a walk or a run. So you got this short little trail that goes around half of it. It cuts through the middle right here where the fitness equipment is, and you can also go around the longer way. And so I think they had the smaller way, maybe about a quarter mile, the longer way about a half mile. So you can add in this extra fitness stuff into the walk that you're already trying to do. And so you can add one or multiples to each lap, to get a really well-rounded workout. All right, so we have a decline sit-up bench right in here. This is super hard, and there was a time where I couldn't do this with my back injury. All right, but you could add in a plank into this and just lower down to get a harder and harder plank, or come up higher to an easier plank. But the way this is designed to hook your feet in here and to really get the abs going well. So let me give you a show of how this works. Now, the farther down you are, you don't want to go too far down because you're running out of bench here too, but the farther out you are, actually the easier it is to come back up. The closer your butt is to your feet, you got all this resistance of their legs, making it tough to make it back up here. You could do it for a reach here, you could touch here, but you can kind of come down and then come back up. Come down and come back up. It's gonna get your hip flexors, gonna get your shin muscles here, but it's also gonna get the core. Now, you could just go up and down, in there, but I think some great variations on this is you go down, you come up, go a little bit to the side, back to middle and back down. Oh, right in there. Oh, that is lovely, lovely, lovely. Now you can play with tempo a little bit too. You can do like a rope climb, imaginary rope climb, 3 times up and back down. 3 times up and back down. All right? So really, really hard to do. The more tight your body is, the harder it is to pull that one off as well. All right, so could be a great option, but again, be careful if you have any lower back stuff. My back stuff is a lot better, so I can play around with some of these things and have a good time. Well, this one here might be one of the most versatile of the stations here. All right, so I'm going to show you several exercises that you can do here. Definitely good on the upper body there, but you can tweak in some core in this one too. So these handles are great. You got a higher level and a lower level. You can straight up do push-ups on here. So shoulders away from the ears, back is straight, hitting push-ups in there. It can be really good. So some people even find that hand grip even more handy. It's going to target a little more tricep when you do push-ups with this hand grip there. Now, the other thing is it is a tricep thing. So if I step through here and I drop in here, shoulders back, chest is out, and I drive up, I use my legs to help a little bit, or I can go to one-legged, or I can go no-legged. Woo-hoo. Now, sometimes no-legged, you may even want to hook back behind you a little bit too, on that, but great for dips there. Again, probably the best version, feet on the ground, only help as much as you need. Again, you got this one, you drop a little bit lower, in there, a little bit easier there. And so the other one, way to work some core in here All right, what I think is pretty fun here is you could do a little lift up and over. So it's working the armpits and the abs. You come up and over. Now, of course, you could just stay out in front, all right, and just hit the L sit there. Oh boy, that's a killer. That's a really, really good thing. Mix in some dips, and you've got a pretty good thing going on there. You add that in with a lap, you're having a great time. I love this right here. It's an opportunity to work on some lower body exercises, all right? A lot of times that's neglected from some fitness courses because you're like, what do you do lower body wise? You can do different versions of step ups. Is one of the big things you can do here. Now you could also use it as a target for a squat, all right, to make sure you get to a certain depth. And boy, is that a low squat. Whew, that could be pretty fun. And that was kind of high, that's not too much at all. But the step ups are great. So you got different levels of step up. I can put a foot on here, step up. I can step up to a balance, take a knee there, and tap back and come up. So I can do that right here. I could step over, and now when I come back here, this knee and this quad has to do some pretty good work to bring myself back there. All right, building up the strength of the thigh can do a lot of good for the knee. So I can step over in there. I can do some lateral steps. All right, so I got my foot next to, and I can step up here. Tap it down, step up here. Now I could also step up, add a little extension in there and back down. Step up, add a little lift and back down. All right, and again, the higher I go, the bigger the challenge is. Now, I may not do the step through on that highest one, right? Because that's gonna start getting pretty nasty. All right, it's gonna be really, really high and probably too much of a tight space for that knee to be in. All right, but the lateral steps can be really awesome on these. All right, so I can even, I'm fairly tall, so this one does work good. Now, this helps me with a great range of motion here. All right, so if you have the flexibility for it, you wanna try to use the flexibility that you have. All right, you wanna try not to jump off the bottom foot too much and lift yourself up with that top leg. Will get you more challenge out of the exercise there. So, you get a few of those in. Again, you're looking at maybe like 10 to 15 reps, but one of the big things is try to get to where you kind of have fatigued the muscle and you can't really do anymore. That's where you're gonna send the biggest signal to get stronger and to improve. All right, but you combine that in with a walk. Boy, if you combine that with a run, oh, those are gonna get really toasty. Make sure you pick your feet up while you're running or else you might stumble with your jelly legs. Love a good bar, any place I can find one. Work some great upper body stuff. This one is a lovely height here, and I think this would accommodate most people to be able to do this exercise fairly well. You grab a hold of the bar here, you walk underneath a little bit, you come back and you pull up. So what you're trying to do is work in between your shoulder blades, getting a good squeeze back. Make sure your shoulders aren't coming up while you're doing it. Their shoulders are away. But you're coming here, drop in and squeeze up there. Focus not so much on pulling yourself to the bar, but as pushing your chest out towards the bar so you get this really good squeeze back in the upper back there. All right, obviously you could do them down low, but that doesn't work as well. These are great for push-up height again. But this one, you got that overhand flat grip a little bit more. You'll feature the chest a little bit more, whereas on the other one, it featured a little bit more of the triceps there. All right, so puffing the chest out, shoulders away from the ears, coming right in there. Lower is harder, higher is easier. And that's true for most of these rowing type exercises there. So you get a set of those pulls in, maybe a set of pushes on one of these other bars, you take a lap, you go do the legs. I mean, like this is very nice. We got ourselves a really nice chin-up bar here, but you're like, that's so high up. How am I gonna get that? They have some nice stairs in here. But also I wanna show you another way you can use these stairs is to do that row I showed you on the other one, where you got some different levels. So I got here, I can step through and get that pull in here. All right, I can go one level lower, come back more, that's a little bit harder. All right, I can even go one level lower. That's probably about as far as I want to go. All right, I start going lower than that, I start hitting the ground, but I can get that row in here that way, which is very similar to a chin up. But I can also step in here, stand up on these, grab this top bar, and I can work on the chin ups. Now, this can help me get started, and if I'm pretty strong, I can just hammer out those chin-ups right in here. But if let's say I'm not that strong for chin-ups, I go like, the chin-ups are not my thing. I can climb up a little bit higher, get my head above. The easier version of the chin-ups is the underhand. So I might come in here, hold on, I can just work on a hold at the top there. All right, or I can hold, come down slow, whew. Hook the foot back in, push it back up, climb it back up, hold, come down slow. Whew. All right, right in there. So chin-ups are a wonderful exercise. Very challenging though, but really good. Getting those armpit muscles stronger, super helpful for overall shoulder health. So between all these pieces of equipment, you've got some great opportunities to pull, to push, hit the triceps. You got the different versions of rows, you got the step-ups. You have a full body, and the abs, you got a full body workout that you can do. So I think you should give it a try. All right, so I'll throw back another video maybe and give you some more details on some ideas how you can incorporate them all together. This is Jeremy, Tall Trainer, saying have fun, be safe, God bless.